this to our start of week technical analysis video. So jumping straight into things here from where the market opened up. We saw some sideways movement, some consolidating price action throughout sort of the London session into the early hours of the New York session. I'm going to go down to our minute 15 real quick and have a closer look at what I am talking about. So market opened up, let's find where market opened up. So market opened up right here. As you can see throughout the Asian session, sort of low time frame consolidation. We entered into the London session. Price continued to sort of move sideways, respecting a common area of resistance and support before we then saw some volatility and bullish volume enter the markets at the start of the New York session. And as you can see, price continued on to where it is now, which is a new all-time high for gold. So what does that tell us? Let's go back now to our hour one. So as you can see, as of last week, for the entirety of the last week, we can see that price was moving sideways after creating that new all-time high of 3,675. Price respected a common resistance and common support, which I will go ahead and mark in now, which is a nice place for us to now be able to come back to and take in and have this area as sort of an interest point if price is to return to the same sort of range. But as you can see, price has completely demolished and wiped out / through that previous all-time high of 3,675, and it does not look like it's going to be stopping. If we go down to our minute 5, then you can see sort of how it all took place. So we saw price push up throughout the London session, New York session. Price hit a sort of ceiling. We then saw price break and retest at the previous resistance level that we have just marked in here. As you can see, price did test in and around this level multiple times as a resistance, even before this new all-time high was created. We saw this level established, and the same sort of thing for the support. You can see that multiple times price has been at this level, testing it as a support level. So it's nice that we now have a sort of point of interest at this sort of area in the chart. The only thing that we don't have a point of interest for is this entire area here, which is roughly around 200 pips in range. So like I said, you can see that price ended up pushing up above this level, breaking, and then we saw price come down to this level and test it as a support, influencing this big bullish push that we can see sort of almost fizzling out as of right now. I will say this, with current price action, with the current sort of FOMO that's in the market, so FOMO, for those that you don't know, is fear of missing out. There'll be a lot of people now that are entering entering buy orders, performing long orders, as they can see that price is at an all-time high. But the also interesting thing that is going to be taking place right now is that there's going to be an enormous amount of sellers, because they are going to be constantly selling at this entire level here. So at all of these levels, there'll be sellers entering the market as they see price come to an all-time high, and they will expect price to come down at some point. So throughout this entire area here, especially these two main candlesticks, you will see an enormous amount of sellers entering in orders, because they are expecting price to hold itself at this new all-time high and then drop back down. That is something that is probable, that is a possibility, and that is a scenario that we could see take place within the markets. However, with the current price action and with the current candlestick structure, along with the volume that we see from the buyers as of right now, it's sort of inevitable that we are going to see price push up further, creating new all-time highs. For example, if I look at this daily candlestick right here, you can see that price has just completely swallowed all of this data that we saw for the last sort of week. So all of this consolidating data that was the majority of last week has been completely swallowed by the size of this candlestick. So as you can see, the candlestick is roughly around 500 pips in range, if that makes sense. So with price currently trading where it's at, it's sort of inevitable, especially with the strength of this daily candlestick, until we sort of start to see some lower time frame bearish divergences. For example, minute 15, minute 30, perhaps even minute 5, we're going to have to expect that price is going to continue on higher and higher, with the main level that we're going to be focusing on being 3,700, it seems like a reasonable level for gold to sort of hit at. It will be a psychological level. Traders and investors worldwide will see the level of 3,700 hit and think, okay, this is a good price. I'm now going to enter short orders, and that is sort of when the institutional players will start maybe taking an interest in shorting gold. But obviously, as you know as well, we can always take a look at the dollar index and just sort of have a look. As you can see, the dollar has been down for quite a while in terms of its overall strength. So yeah, gold is very interesting, very exciting at the moment. So the overall conclusion so far is going to be consolidation for the last week since the all-time high, and then this week so far a complete bullish push with all-time highs, new all-time highs being created sort of as I make this technical analysis video. So that's going to be pretty much it for our start of week technical analysis. I'm hoping that price does retrace somewhat, so we have some more points of interest, some more levels to go off of. It's never really nice trading a pair or anything really when it's hitting all-time highs, because you're sort of in that no man's land where people don't really want to be at, because there's nothing really to base it off of. So yeah, it's sort of inconclusive where we could see gold go from here on out, but we will definitely tap in on our midweek technical analysis, which I am excited for.